This is the Sportiest Stream. Welcome to some Royalty Series action. I'm your host, Sporty FC, and we've got a double header today. 2 matches from the Royalty Series, 2 from the All-Star Division. Some of the best of this division as well is coming up, but first we've got a pretty important match here. Our first 2v2 series of the season. It's been a really long time since we've seen 2v2 from the Royalty Series or from any of the leagues that are, combined to make it. Obviously, that haven't been the Skyward Series and Amateur Gaming League. We haven't seen twos from either of those leagues in a very long time, so it's nice to be back now with DNA Eclipse and New Age Demon Hounds. It's kind of fun as well. Demon Hounds, as I'd recognize pretty well here on the other side of DNA Eclipse, of DNA Esports. A team a lot of people would probably recognize pretty well. As like, look at those 2v2 lineups. Later tonight we'll have a 3v3 matchup with Team Ignition once again on this stream. They never like to leave, do they? And the Comet Crushers, who we saw early on in this season, who have only been able to improve since then. So pretty big matchups here. But again, first DNA Eclipse, New Age Demon Hounds. Both these teams are currently at a 2-3 record in the 2v2 division. Sorry, Demon Hounds are actually 3-2. DNA Eclipse are 2-3. And what's interesting about this match is that Demon Hounds are 11th seed. So for both these teams, getting that top 16 may just be one win away. They're in a great, they're in a position where they can definitely control their own destiny. But again, a win will have to be on their record to do that. Just waiting, we'll get them in. But I think one of the major things to talk about here is a return of Unreal Acid, who now goes just by Unreal NA. Again, Unreal, as he's so often known as on this stream. He's been in this stream before. He was my teammate back when this team was new. But when I was on the 3v3 team of New Age, what was it named? What was our team named actually? What? New Age Panthers. New Age Panthers. With Gray as well joining him, and I think that's the Gray that we've seen from next to new. So fun to get these players back on this stream all over again. And just waiting on making sure we get these teams in as soon as possible. Again, both these matches tonight are best of 5, and both of them being in that All-Star Division. Again, expect that GC1 level gameplay from both these teams around that GC1 level. Solid teams though, so and from being on orgs, orgs that we've seen on the stream before. I think it'll be pretty fun to see how these teams will play here, especially again with that spot at the playoffs still definitely up in the air. Whoever loses this, there's a good chance they may not make it. So, and that win will be necessary, especially for this DNA side. Again, they're 2-3. They don't have as nice of a record. If the Demon Hounds were to lose, it'd be 3-3. There's still a very good chance they'd make it in. They'd have to hope for a lot of other teams. Out of all the 2-3 teams, only some of them could be 3-3, meaning it would be game differential to decide it. The Demon Hounds, their game differential not that horrible. Here at a flat 0. Eclipse also had 0 in their game differential, but with a 2-3 record, if they lose, record's not going to be so nice to them, and they're probably not going to make it. And a lot of pressure on these teams to perform at the level I think that a lot of people have been expecting of them this season. And we're going to get them in as soon as we can. As Krontek joining in as well. I forgot to even mention Krontek guy. This guy's been on Team Evo in the see his action as well. Again, just making sure that we get we get things sorted out here. Again, we're just looking to get updates, get things kind of underway as soon as we can for all of you there. Again, this match will be coming up here in an hour and a half. After this, we'll have our second series. So, again, we've got 2 matches tonight. Should be pretty fun to watch, I would assume. And again, it's not even the last of our Royalty Series action that we'll be having this week. We'll have another match tomorrow, plus one on Saturday, both of the Premier Division. Although it will be 3v3. So we're going to go back to freeze for that. But we have some Premier Series action. I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting to see that kind of action. We get to see some extremely solid high level gameplay. Right now in the lobby, we do have the Demon Hounds, DNA Eclipse. Are they in too? They are. So these teams are actually in a little early. We'll give you guys another minute to get your votes in that prediction poll. And as you know, as soon as I think that minute's over, we'll just get the series started in just a moment. So about a minute to go for you all of you here to get your votes in for a series of teams that, again, are playing for that playoff spot. We saw just yesterday a match like that with Cloudy Blue and Team Jumba. Team Jumba winning, they would have guaranteed their spot in the playoffs and potentially would have knocked Cloudy Blue out of the running. And we're seeing it is getting quite cutthroat at this point in the season. And I expect it to stay that way with all that we've seen already. You know, that Comet Crusher side from later on, and we have seen them. Saw them in week 3 when they took down Big Dreams. Had to kind of do a little bit of research for that, but again, we're getting a lot of people in. I know there's a good amount of New Age support. Always love to see it. Welcome in, New Age fans. As Blue was also coming out with that follow a few minutes ago. Sorry about not mentioning it, but thank you for the follow, Blue. Good luck in your match tonight. Blue being also known as Blue Balls of DNA Eclipse. Winning Krontek. They'll be with Krontek for this matchup. Originally, this match was meant to actually take place on Friday, but pushed up a day for these teams. They couldn't wait any longer. And honestly, I don't blame them. I can't wait either tonight. So let's just not leave the match, as I almost did right there, and get this series underway. Best of 5. I said all match tonight are best of 5. 2v2 action from the All-Star Division. A playoff spot will almost certainly be secured for whoever wins this one. The loser may be out of luck. New Age Demon Hounds of New Age Esports on the orange, DNA Eclipse of the blue, and this is a best of 5 series, as all matches are tonight once again. These teams have had tumultuous seasons, to say the very least. We got a 2-3 record for DNA, a 3-2 for the Demon Hounds. A rarity to see a match of teams that don't have the same record. This Royalty Series season also comes with it the AGL formats, where teams play against other teams of similar records. Obviously, things have not been able to work that way. I think it's an odd number of teams at this point, so... And these players are in that situation where they're right next to each other. When it comes to that seeding, and it just so happens that Demon Hounds have a slightly better record, it does mean it as well for them. They actually don't have as much pressure on them. If DNA lose, it's almost certainly guaranteed they're not going to make it to that playoff bracket, that top 16. For DNA, for New Age, if they lose, there's actually still a very good chance they do make it, although it will come down to game differential. Well, their game differential, again, is a flat 0. It's not bad for the record they have. Not great either, so you really don't want to put yourself in that position, though, where you go 3-3, where you have a really tough time, you know, being able to secure it, because there's a good amount of teams close to them in that game differential that are below them that have to win this week. Almost certainly you expect a couple teams to have better game differential than them. Next week, as you know, at the end of the season, Demon Hounds don't want to take that risk, and they're already off to some early offensive solo plays, but there'll be a lot of posturing for these sides, not too much fighting in between, and I don't know if I would find that too surprising. Unreal and Gray are both very solid offensive players, but a lot of what's going to work for them is going to be that team play. They have mechanics. I know this. I've played with Unreal. I've seen a good amount of Gray on next to New. Oh, it's an own goal. Wait a second. Oh, that's a new one. The first goal of the series, and it came out of absolutely nowhere. What on earth was this? Blue shooting it into the wrong net there. And it's gonna be goal 1 for New Age Demon Hounds. I'm sorry I didn't react to that more. I didn't see that at all coming at any point. That was probably the most unexpected start to a series I've ever had. This game has been relatively even. Maybe we'll get the scoring to add as Blue. Oh dear. And it's a bad start for Blue here, the DNA Eclipse player. It may only get worse here as Gray with the flick, the hook on Krontek, but it will be clear to the side. Gray. Now look for the midfield. Cleared away by Blue. Unreal. One touch back. He'll take it to his back corner. There's Kron. Wait on it as Unreal now. Another solo play attempt, but again, the solo plays from New Age Demon Hounds don't really feel like the game plan they're trying to go for here. Again, it feels like a lot more of they're just trying to get offense. They're trying to put on that pressure. That's how they're trying to do it right now, but gotta be careful here as Gray. Not a lot of boots to work with. Kron, the flick! But it doesn't put it all that much to one side or the other. Should have Gray, he'll have an easy block. And now go the other way, to the back wall. Gray tapping it down for teammates. But Kron Tech will challenge. And New Age Demon Hounds again just sitting back, holding that 1-goal lead. We have not seen all that much in terms of offense from either of these sides. Only 1 goal scored. Again, was that strange goal that we saw from Blue. New Age Demon Hounds. They haven't really brought much in terms of offense so far this game. But you can say the exact same about DNA. Both these teams are just not willing to take risks, not willing to push up, not willing to maybe get things a little bit messy. You know, both these teams, it feels like they're trying to play safe at this point and just can't go for that gameplay in a 2v2 game mode, especially when there's so much riding on this matchup. As another solo play attempt again will be easily kept out here by DNA. And New Age Demon Hounds, it feels like they're trying to make offense with those solo plays, but they haven't really got much of anywhere. As DNA Eclipse just continues to keep this ball, they're going to have to start pushing up more and more to these offensive attacks. New Age Demon Hounds aren't giving them much space to work with, as a touch from Gray will be lobbed to the net. Kron will be there, but DNA Eclipse need to find something better. As Kron going for goal, he had Blue waiting in the midfield there, but he decided not to pass to them. Instead, it will be Blue who'll go by themselves to the back wall. Unreal will block. Kron now stealing that corner, but he has to take his time to challenge. Blue again. Good start here. Flip reset from Blue. Has it. Will use it. Saved by Unreal. Gray stopped by Kron, and that one's getting close to the net. But Unreal will be on top of it. And DNA Eclipse will try again. Blue. Gray will block. DNA Eclipse out to the corner. Kron looking in midfield. Unreal with nothing in the tank. And this is the DNA Eclipse pressure we've been waiting for all game long. It's finally shown up, but it has not been able to break New Age Demon Hounds. Maybe one more chance this game. As Blue to the back wall. Unreal a bit slow to get there. He'll be dunked in the end. DNA Eclipse can't win the challenge. Blue's got to turn on this one, but with not much to work with, they can't make the block, and it's Gray to put it in at 0 seconds. New Age Demon Hounds will take what has been a slow start in the offense for both of these teams. But game 1 is for New Age. They're 1 game closer to securing their spot in that final bracket. The Demon Hounds, off of an own goal and a 0-second goal, we'll take it there, as that's the only 2 shots they had that game as well. Not even the only 2 shots as well. Unreal with Zivo. Compared to the 10 of DNA, just a sloppy start for both of these teams. The offenses never really, ever decided to pick up. Again, for knowing these players, knowing how, knowing how good these players can be, surprised to see this be so slow. You understand the pressure these teams are falling under, but man, even with that, I know these teams are pretty good. This is a very surprising start, but I'm sure, at least for New Age, they aren't going to mind too much, as headset's having an issue. That's a good time for my headset to do that. 1 sec. There you go. Is that better? Maybe that will stop my headset from making all that noise. We'll go into game 2. Yeah, New Age Demon Hounds taking game 1, but again, it was not all that convincing from either of these sides. The offense for both these teams just was lackluster. We need to see a lot more. What I saw at the end of that game 1 from DNA Eclipse, that's the offense I think we've been wanting to see from both these teams this game. That offense that's willing to take risks, that's willing to just throw things on net, and, is forcing these teams into making saves. You just didn't get that in game 1 for very long, and we need to see more of it. As already a demo coming in. Kron Tech will be stopped by Unreal off the back wall, and New Age Demon Hounds will continue that defensive style, but Gray's got nothing to tank, and it's Blue to take it. DNA Eclipse will have their first goal of the series, as it's Gray who's just caught cheating up a bit high on that 50-50. He didn't read it well enough, and it's gonna be a goal 1 for DNA Esports. East here in Forbidden Temple. Now for New Age Demon Hounds, they're really put under that pressure. They can't be waiting around anymore. They've got to find offense. But another overcommit. Gray, oh, he still has this one. Looking for that flick. He tried everything he had to get to that one, and he nearly found it too, but Blue will be the stop, now Unreal. One more touch, Kron will be there. Gray again is overcommitted here, but he will recover and get that challenge. That should give his teammates some time to get that ball away. DNA Eclipse will hold on to the offense, but New Age have a setup on defense. Should be ready for just about anything they go to their nets, and they are. Gray now, 1v2, off the bar, that one kept up by Kron. Unreal, this one, sidewall, Brew will be waiting for it, and DNA Eclipse. It was Kron with that Unreal save. Anyways, Demon Hounds, though, continuing to cut off in that midfield. Early challenge after early challenge, another shot on, and another save made by Krontek. Gray waiting under this one, but won't have to wait very long before Kron will overshoot his chance. Now Gray out, trying to find Unreal, but no contact made. New Age Demon Hounds will look for more offense. It's just sent straight to the DNA Eclipse back wall. Again, it's that issue for New Age. They're just not attacking that net. They're attacking everything but that net, it feels. They're going around the players, trying to pull them out. I just want to see them throw one at nets. Throw one at DNA Eclipse. Make them make saves. They haven't gone for it. They really haven't tried all that much of it. I need to see them find that shooting ability that really didn't have in last game either, even though they won. Again, it's another game marked by very few goals and very few chances to score, but they have come as now an overcommit. Kron should make it too. He'll dribble this all the way. An overcommit from New Age Demon Hounds, the second of this game, and it's the second time DNA Eclipse take advantage. Again, it's those simple mistakes, those simple outplays. New Age Demon Hounds, again, pushing up more to that net, and they aren't finding success. It's just not good enough on offense. As, Unreal, is that an own goal? Oh, he nearly put in an own goal there. We saw Blue do that last game. I'm sure Unreal would not like to follow suit. As Gray, to the net, Blue will demoed away as Krontek getting, removing the threat of Unreal. And it will mean space for Blue as they'll have some work to do here. Flip reset, has this one in front of the net, but they can't get around to it. Anyways, Demon Hounds will send that ball out, and we'll look for more offense. As Krontek will set up field as the pass from Blue. Kron, back wall. Blue's waiting in field. They can pass to them, but it won't really connect as Gray waiting there, and just the threat of him in that midfield will keep DNA Eclipse sitting back on that one. They're 2 goals up. They don't need to take that kind of a risk. Again, it's Demon Hounds who have to do it, but their offense has been little more than kind of a blip here in that they just, again, have not shot all that often. And I want to see them just go to that net. Maybe, sure, it might be a bit more direct. Maybe it might be even a bit too direct. It's going to be better than them dancing around that net, not able to put one on. DNA Eclipse's defense, credit to it, has played well. Demon Hounds, again, have not been afraid to play upfield. They've just not been able to find their shooting chances. As Krontek, another overcommit from New Age, and that'll be his second of the game. More goals for DNA Eclipse. At this point for New Age, I don't blame them for these overcommits, but it is still not enough. At this point, now you question, maybe they gotta use demos, they gotta use something else. Something maybe a little more unorthodox in beating DNA Eclipse here. They have not found offense to work with, and unlike last game where it felt like DNA Eclipse kind of gifted them those chances, there's no more freebies here, DNA getting that first strike. It's New Age Demon Hounds have to fend for themselves, and they have not been successful doing so. As a demo from Blue, and it's another one for Krontek. He'll complete his hat trick. And at this point for DNA Eclipse, the writing's already on the wall. They know that this game is theirs. But they're going to make sure they really rub it in on the New Age Demon Hounds back half. Great. Not on target. It's another runaway chance as Kron. Now the 50-50 will be met by Unreal and the Demon Hounds at this point. You think that, for nothing else, if they can just get a goal here, they might be in a better position, a better feeling about their future. Still, the questions continue to persist as Kron now with that flip reset. Gray will wait under it. The bump there. Time will run out and New Age will not be getting that chance to score. DNA Eclipse will let this one hit. A shutout in game 2. You could not have asked for a much better response if you're a DNA Eclipse fan here. They brought the shots 7-9. Again, a lot more shots coming from Demon Hounds, but again, really didn't feel like those shots matter all that much because they weren't throwing all that much pressure on them. And unless we see things change here from Demon Hounds, they're going to be at a struggle to get offense. They're going to be in a position where they're forced to get that first goal over and over, and it's just not always going to happen in a 2v2 match like this, especially with how much parity that these game modes can have. Wouldn't it be worth it for them to keep doing that same game plan, just hoping they score first? You're going to have a lot more success if they just themselves offense early, get themselves more pressure-based style, maybe even play a little bit closer. Whatever they can do to just keep themselves close to DNA Eclipse, that's their game plan at this point. Again, that DNA Eclipse defense has been solid right now. New Age Demon Hounds need to push up, and that's how you do it! Bang, bang, great Unreal, and that one finds the goal! New Age Demon Hounds, that's what happens when you send players upfield. Beautiful pass, beautiful connection. New Age Demon Hounds, a high-flying start here on DFH Stadium. And DNA Eclipse did not know it hit them. For how slow New Age has been playing this series, that's a change-up. All New Age have to do is continue to do that over and over. Show that it is not just a one-time thing, that it is consistent for them, that it is something that they can repeat. DNA Eclipse, though, will try to repeat themselves. Kron, stopped by Gray. Blue is waiting on this, but with low boost, they can only muster just a light touch downfield that will go straight to Unreal's front bumper. How about that fake as well? Blue's waiting all the way back. Unreal, no boost left, but he's got that bump in toe, but Blue will save this one. An open backfield to work with. But Blue will wait on it. That should give time for New Age to get back as Kron will still shoot. Oh, and he's found the angle, too. DNA Eclipse still find a way to score, even with the physics not favoring them. Just a great shot from Kron as well. He was far too high up on the field. And still he gets enough on that one. It's a tied game at 1. Was that pinch from Blue? That's gone the complete wrong direction, and they better hope that's not going in the net. Would have been Blue's second own goal of the series, and even more unlikely than the first one that we've seen. Still, though, I think Blue will be a little bit fortunate. They didn't have to see that go in their own nets, and DNA Eclipse now upping that pressure as well. They saw what New Age Demon Hounds did in the first 13 seconds and decided to raise them one. And now it's really getting heated at this point. This is a little more like the 2v2 match that I was expecting from these sides. A lot more frenetic, a lot more high energy. A lot more scariness on offense. And probably a lot more goals to come with it, too. Ray can't get past Kron on that dribble. Another flick that gets stopped by Kron's solid mechanics that, you know, for a lot of people watching may not recognize it in the series, but he's got some of the most consistent mechanics I've seen of, you know, players at his level. And being that GC1, I've seen him keep up with much higher ranked players very easily because he's got that mechanical ability to do that. He can do a lot of things that most players can't do at this level. Again, paired up with Blue, who seems to be a little bit more consistent on the rotation. Definitely a nice pairing of two players who both can cover different aspects of the game. So they gotta be careful though, as Gray now ran out of boost. Kron, dribble, Unreal. Actually was on no boost there. You'll be happy that Kron took his time because had Kron just shot that, I don't think Unreal had a chance of saving it there, but Kron didn't trust himself. This game will stay tied because of it. More than halfway through. The match point being determined by whoever can take this game. These players are gonna get up in each other's faces as Blue may be getting up a little too far up there. It's Unreal now with a bump on Kron. We'll see Gray to move in. Kron. Oh, he's backflipped at the wrong time. Blue doesn't get on it either. Unreal. This one to net. Gray couldn't get the doink. And New Age Demon Hounds again have to race back. As Kron, with no boost to go. Gray can't get it. Blue, great chance for themselves here, but they took their time. And that is a huge error. They could have shot that one so much faster, too. You're seeing that hesitation from DNA Eclipse starts to prove to be a bit costly at times. Still, they'll look down the field. The New Age Demon Hounds will continue to shut them down. Blue, with no boost in the tank, neither does Kron, so this is a very strange position for DNA. Though Kron is waiting back patiently. You'll have to look for this one. 180 flick. Kron will be there. As Gray decided to throw a little bit of extra flair on that one. Got some great power on it, too. Again, Kron's 1v1 mechanics definitely have shown up in this series. There's a reason why this guy, is playing in this 2v2 division. There's a reason why I think a lot of people should respect this guy's ability, even if his team has not had a good season so far. Still, they're trying to just find anything upfield here, but DNA Eclipse not getting close to that net. Maybe this is their chance, though, as a mistouch. Blue stopped by Unreal. DNA Eclipse will have to race back as this one, a light touch from Kron, just enough to get away. As Blue's touch, actually a bit of panic there, and should be a shot for Unreal. To the back wall, Kron will be there, and will shut down that New Age advance. They'll have another one in tow, but a look from Blue, and this one's going back. Unreal will stretch to reach it. But it's DNA Eclipse attacking the back wall. Unreal will whiff on that. Gray will just make sure it stays as far away from it as possible. But it's DNA who'll keep the pressure. Infield, Gray will go to that side wall. It'll be his space to work with. Balanced by Kron. Unreal, the dribble, flicked, but stopped by Blue, and that net's open. But Kron can't shoot. Now, New Age could potentially get this chance, but Gray's touch will just hit it to the ground. And we've got overtime. For the first time tonight, being the final week of the season, with playoffs almost certainly going to be guaranteed for the team that wins it. The match point will only be determined by a single goal. Both these teams have reason to be on it. They scored so early on, but once again, it's a battle of the defenses who step up when they need to. Now it's the offense's turn to see if they can win this game and take multi-game match points here against their opponents. Blue's going to step up specifically. There's been so many solo plays. Blue will go for another one. Flip reset, gone for it a couple times, but once again shut down by the Demon Hounds as Gray, second touch, will just send it out to Gray there, and he actually had Unreal waiting behind him. If Unreal had communicated that, I don't think Gray would have hit that second touch, would have left it for his teammate, would have given themselves a chance to shoot. Instead, they'll go for the infield pass, and that one's connect! A second infield pass, and a second goal, and it's all that New Age will need. Unreal finding Gray, a swap of the roles for their first goal this game. And again, it will work in the New Age favor. New Age Demon Hounds taking double match points. One game away from securing their spot in that top 16. Game 4 up next. At this point for DNA Eclipse, they know what the risk is. If they lose this series, I don't think we're going to be seeing them in that playoff bracket. The pressure is on. They've got to play the best they've played all season at this point if they want to take a spot in that final bracket. In my headset. Not happy with me for whatever reason. I'm going to take out that cord. Maybe that will fix the sound issues. As we move into Game 4 here. DNA Eclipse needs to win here, but New Age, one more game win, and they'll be in the playoffs. Gonna need to find space to work with as Gray, not the touch he wanted there. Kron will hit it high. Blue could jump in, and they got the beat! Blue's got goal 1! DNA Eclipse have struck first again. That bump attempt from Kron did all the work he needed to. Forced Unreal to push up higher than he wanted to. Man, he was slow to challenge, slow to meet Blue, and unable to make the save. Again, that's that kind of pressure we've been seeing from these teams here. Not afraid to push up. But I know for DNA, they're going to need to do a lot more of it. Especially since this Game 4, it can't just be a win, it's got to be a statement win. They want to come into Game 5 with the most confidence they can. They've got to win this game quite solidly and quite convincingly. We're already off to a good start here, and maybe they'll get another one. Is Unreal. Out of a no man's land, he'll be fortunate that Kron couldn't put it on target. Will be an infill pass for New Age to go the other way. Is Unreal. No boost to work with. Gray. Bit slow there, but oh, we won't have to worry about it as Blue has gone the wrong direction. Will be New Age ball again. Unreal gets past Kron as Blue waiting back. Unreal still challenging, but Blue will get a 50s to go in their favor and away from the DNA net as oh, Gray's left this one. Kron with space, and you don't want to give this guy space. He definitely can make things happen. But there he will be shut down as Unreal. Going for the demo on Kron, but with no teammate following up. Once again, I'm sure you'll be questioning his teammate on why Gray isn't playing as confidently as he should be. See, Unreal is playing quite confidently, Gray is not, and that split in the midfield is going to become a huge issue if they want to get themselves on offense. As Unreal. Out to the ceiling. Oh, he's got that little touch as well. A hive pop, but one will be there. And now a follow-up. Gray to net. Dunked as well. Oh, Gray has demolished Blue on the goal line. And it's New Age Demon Hounds that have tied it again. What a dunk. Gray in a fortunate position, but he'll take every goal he can get. The follow-through connects. It's New Age Demon Hounds now, who will continue to keep up with the pressure. Gray, that's the kind of confidence we've been waiting to see from him. And it feels like so often New Age Demon Hounds don't want to commit heavily. I think this is their sign that they may want to here, because there'll be a lot of the goals will come from when that second player does push up. Oh, they're just playing defense at this point. Gonna get that ball away with that touch from Gray. Bounce off the corner. It's awkward for Kron, but he'll get enough of it. 60 boost in the tank, but he'll let Unreal have this one. And a good decision he did, Unreal. Only hit it off the ceiling. DNA Eclipse will again make sure that one stays out as 50 from Kron. Allows Blue with some space, but Unreal will challenge there. It's Kron now on it. Gray gets a piece of it. Unreal has time, but he's got to get around Blue. The flick won't do, but the dunk will. DNA Eclipse racing back. There's no chance from Gray. Oh, he almost had that one too. He just scored from that kind of an angle. That one was even better for him as well. As New Age Demon Hounds, no way, they got that beat there. But Blue will get back to it. Great turn from Blue. Just really smart reaction speed from them. This game heading into its final 90 seconds. One goal could be the deciding factor in this series. New Age Demon Hounds could take it here, could get themselves in the playoffs. DNA Eclipse looking to Champions Field. Speaking of DNA, the ceiling shot. Ron nearly has it. He's hanging on to that crossbar. He'll be slow to rotate out. In fact, slow though, he doesn't have the boost on that first touch. He doesn't get it either with that hit off the sidewall. And it does Unreal. A simple touch away, and will be sent it back in by Blue. Kron, the sidewall, chased down as well. It will be in the corner. Unreal, not a very good touch. Blue could shoot this one, but also not a good touch. And it will be New Age Demon Hounds to take it away as Gray, flip reset, one-on-one with Kron will use it, but Kron will keep it out. And still the lead up for grabs. Now he'll just send this one. Testing Unreal's backlaw defense, but it does come up strong. Now 1v1 again. Gray, not able to beat Kron, won't do so here either. Demon Hounds, a risky back pass, but it does go to Unreal. Second touch. On will just wait on the back wall. Again, that DNA Eclipse defense, rock solid when they need to be. Gotta continue to do that here. As Blue, straight to Unreal. Gone. Time to just send that one away. Looking for what would be our second overtime of this series, and we may very well see it here as this touch will hit the ground. Another overtime, so both of these teams really are fighting to the very end. New Age Demon Hounds score next. They're going to the All-Star 2v2 playoffs. If DNA do it, we've got Champions Field Game 5 to decide this series. The Demon Hounds. They've relied a lot on those infield passes. They can't rely on it easily! Oh, what a save, unreal! Krontek was going for that air dribble bump too. And so often you see that gameplay work so well in 1v1s. There's only a few ways you can really beat it. Unreal went for one of them, the avoiding of that bump. Hitting on that goal line. They gotta try a different play here. And just gotta get that ball out as Blue jumps in. So does everyone on New Age Demon Hounds. But Gray will be on the ball. Unreal as the option. Oh, but that touch goes a bit too far. And Kron, oh, what a second touch! He's found the net! DNA Eclipse sends this series to Champions Field. Kron takes it right there. We've got one more game to decide this series. DNA Eclipse not giving up on it. The battle would still be theirs to win. Champions Field, Game 5, where every team hates to be, but where every caster loves to be. These teams will go there here, potentially for one last time this season. Who doesn't love a Game 5 to decide a playoff spot? Demon Hounds have not been able to take it in that Game 4 OT. DNA Eclipse have been able to respond, but have not been able to be consistent enough. One game to decide a spot. This is what Rocket League's all about here. These kind of moments at the end of a regular season. The top 16 not guaranteed for either side. And this will guarantee that spot. You thought the pressure was high already with their last two overtimes. It's only gonna get worse for these sides. And oh, with high pressure comes high moments, and that might be one! Yes, it is! Krontek smashed the right side of the goal. It all comes off of Blue, never giving up on that play. Finds the touch past Unreal. It's open for Kron, he'll have no issue. Goal one for DNA Esports. Oh, and this might be goal two as well. Off the post, Blues whiffed it. Gray the other way. That one could be open, but he won't find that. Instead of looking field. Unreal shooting. Barring out. DNA Eclipse are saved by the last defender. Oh, incredible scenes on both sides. The woodwork blocking both these teams from scoring. Now another chance for New Age. Blue just send this one away. DNA Eclipse will survive here. And New Age Demon Hounds won't let them forget about it. Unreal. This one going to goal! A whiff from Kron. He nearly gave up that one. It hits the crossbar again. New Age Demon Hounds heading back. They've kind of blocked their own shot though. Non-low boost. This is when DNA can really attack, but a touch from Blue isn't good enough for Kron's liking. Instead, the demo will open up space. Kron, the 50 on Unreal. It's New Age Demon Hounds who will make sure this one gets cleared away, but Gray on it. Blue. To the corner. Unreal. Inches this one to the side. Kron now off of Gray. Unreal to the corner. Kron again just waiting to hit the infield past the Blue. Unreal's awkward. This one's on! It's another one for Krontek. DNA Eclipse have roared back to life in this series. Krontek puts another one, another blistering shot on, and another one in. 2 goals on 2 shots. DNA Eclipse have struck first and have struck again. The goals continue to pour onward, and this may be another one. But Unreal will be there first. Low boost to work with. Pass to Gray. Kron won't like it, but Gray couldn't get that second shot, and it's now Blue. Where's space? Kron looking for the bump. We'll get it as well. And this one is a third for DNA. As they're starting to run away with it at this point. A 2v1 executed to perfection. Krontek has stepped up when this team needed him the most. The playoffs were not so certain for DNA. And although it is a Game 5 win, that 3-3 record should be enough for them. Though the battle itself has been quite ferocious as Kron now will block that one. Infield pass, sets up Gray. He'll go to the back wall. Unreal. He's got to move back. Is Gray waiting on top of it? DNA Eclipse, again, this is must win for them. They've got to keep this pressure, and they will. Saved by Gray, but he'll be demoed out. Kron, full tank of boost to work with. Instead, it'll go all the way back as now a chance for Unreal. Gets around Blue, the demo on them. The DNA Eclipse will continue to try to push this one. Kron, Unreal. Oh, a Cookser pinch, and that one will just be fed straight to the New Age Demon Hounds backline. As Gray, the beat on two, and is that got in? It will be. Gray's put one back. The Demon Hounds far from over. As Gray, a little bit of fortune on that 50-50, but the Demon Hounds need every goal they can get. He won't complain how they go in. That's for sure. And Atlee just needs to make more offense. 2 minutes to go. Easily enough time for New Age, but those 2 minutes can go by very quickly if they don't pay attention. So much of this is going to rely on how close they can get to that blue net. They get close here, but that shot will be kept away by Kron. DNA Eclipse will again just clear the danger as Blue now a chance to make this 4. Gray will stop. Unreal needs to go for it, but he's too slow. Krontek's got a hat trick here. Not the first time he's done it this series, and you know when Krontek is feeling himself, DNA Eclipse will not be easy to beat. DNA now looking for another one offense. Blue gets Gray to jump, but Krontek will have to challenge here. He will. Around the corner. Nobody back. It's open for Krontek. And it's another one for Krontek, who has really been excellent at all times. And Blue specifically, I haven't mentioned too much about their impact, but we've seen a lot more demos from them, a lot more aggression overall. They have not been afraid of putting on the pressure of playing that high upfield. They're just continuing to show that. As DNA Eclipse up by 4 with a minute left. At this point for New Age Demon Hounds, I don't really see them coming back from this deficit. The fortunate thing is for them, again, the 3-3 records could still be enough for them to qualify, but they're going to rely a lot on game differential. It's not in their hands anymore if they make it to the playoffs or not. DNA Eclipse. Though, again, it was definitely them who had to get the win, and it's also not in their hands, but +1 on the game differential is a lot better than -1. They're very likely going to make it, although, again, it's not fully guaranteed. Again, I mean, an interesting season for both these sides. They've had their fair share of wins and losses, I should say. But for DNA, they'll end off in an emphatic victory here. As Ron looking for one more. Can't get the flip reset, though, but it will not make a difference. Demon Hounds will clear this one away. They'll just let this one. Take another one. Why not? Ray will put one more in, but at this point, it's just for consolation. DNA Eclipse will take the series in Game 5. They'll take this win that they desperately needed. They'll put themselves in a great position. And potentially making that playoff spot. Nice thing, I believe, again, the playoffs are a single elimination, so nice for these sides. Seeding doesn't matter all too much in that playoff bracket. At this point, they just wanted to make sure they made it. And for DNA, they've done all they needed to do. They've got the win. Their record is now 3-3. Both these teams now at this point, playoff spot is not within their decision. It is up to how the other matches around the league go. And what a performance, I'm sure. Again, you could only talk about the good things here for DNA Eclipse. Again, their season has been interesting to say the least, but again, they have not been too unhappy with their performance. They've definitely just been playing the best they could. And again, now, that win, they needed it. They got it as well. All they were looking for. Again, with how the season's gone, that again, there's only so many teams that can actually get 3-3 at this point. DNA Eclipse will be one of them. There's only 3 other teams that could go 3-3, so again, very likely both these teams will be making it in. With the records they've had, with the game differential also not being that terrible. Still, man, that was definitely close for DNA. They'll take it, though. At this point, they don't mind. Again, they just need to get that win. They got it there when they needed it. A pretty fun series start off our night. As again, later on, if we look at our schedule, we're going to have an all-star favorite matchup. Comet Crushers, Team Ignition. This one being a 3v3 matchup of teams that have already guaranteed their spot in that final bracket. So at this point, they aren't really under any pressure. Still a high-level matchup. We get to see Team Ignition on the stream, which is always a blast. Yeah, you couldn't ask for much better, I think. Really, overall, than just getting to see them on this, getting to see Ignition on the stream again. That has had a very successful season. As Comet Crushers, who again have also been exceptionally successful. Yeah, congratulations to DNA. It's a performance taking on the Demon Hounds is always fun. I also get to see my old teammate as well. Always fun to see that. But again, congratulations to DNA on that one, DNA Eclipse. So there we go. That's the end of our first match tonight. I gotta make sure we actually go to the next series up soon. Again, we'll be off to a pretty substantial break, though, admittedly. So, for you guys, I know it's gonna be a little bit of a long wait. You'll be back soon enough. Do not worry. And it's Team Ignition on the Comet Crushers. A new match, 3v3 action back on the stream again. Oh, thank you for the shoutouts as well. You all are amazing. And don't worry, we'll be getting that Ignition matchup soon enough. I know a lot of you in chat are Ignition fans as well. We'll be seeing that match very soon, but we're going to go to this break. We'll be back with that series. Welcome to the sportiest stream again, everybody. It's nice to see you all. Hopefully you didn't mind all that waiting while we got this next series kind of prepared for all of you. It's a 3v3 matchup here. Team Ignition taking on the Comet Crushers here tonight in another best of 5 matchup. Take a look at those lineups. Both these teams are 4-1. They've already guaranteed their spot in that final bracket. Oh, excuse me, my throat is having issues. Already guaranteed the spot in that final bracket. This is for seeding, and you know, for both these teams to end off their seasons at a 5-1 record. It's always better to kind of get these, you know, wins later than earlier. You don't want to be one to wait, you know, at the end of the season, kind of slow down. You really want that momentum. So many of these high-level teams want that momentum, need that momentum. Want to play any team thinking that way. A lot of these teams, you know, they care about those wins. They care about that momentum late on in the season. There's that final bracket. It's single elimination. We'll need all the help you can get to make a good run. These teams would love that here. Comet Crushers are 7th seed. Team Ignition at number 8 again. Both these teams are at 4-1 in their records. We've seen these teams been on this stream in the past. Ignition's been on the stream more than once, though. But we'll start with the Comet Crushers. We saw them in week 3 with their win over Big Dreams. A 3-1 victory on that. Last time we saw Team Ignition, their loss to Team A&D, a sweep loss. Before that, saw them in week 1 when they beat Immortal Guardians. So again, we've gotten to see Ignition a couple times. Obviously now with it being week 6, the end of the regular season, pressure's on these players to make sure they end off their season well. As we'll be again preparing for them to join the lobby in just a moment. Our final match tonight. If we take a look at our schedule here, earlier we got to see a Game 5 series go in the favor of DNA Eclipse. They took down New Age Demon Hounds. The other side, of course, it's the Comet Crushers and Team Ignition. And another best of 5 as I can apologize my headset. Again, not happy with me for whatever reason. As a raid coming in from Royalty Series. The Raid Royalty Series. Hopefully you are doing well, everybody. Welcome to the sportiest stream here. Kind of ironic, we are going to have a Royalty Series matchup here. Comet Crushers, Team Ignition. Hey, is that Mr. E saying you made playoffs? Congratulations. That means 135 won, isn't it? Congrats, 135. If you guys don't know, I'm actually on 135. I'm a partnered caster with 135. I've not streamed a lot for 135 though. I'd like to stream more from that org, but hey, congratulations, Mr. E. Big win. And who else is there? I know someone else also said Neon. Sunzy, congratulations as well. But one can hope. Oh, you haven't guaranteed your spawn in the playoffs, but the win will help. The win will help you. And who knows? You know, with 135 though, you'll make the playoffs. That's how that org always finds a way. So don't worry about it. And yes, that is definitely bias. Again, we'll see how this series goes here. Again, it's Comet Crushers, Team Ignition. For some really, really good 5-game series, you might get one here, but these teams are 4-1. So playoffs are not actually the question for these teams. They've already both guaranteed their spot. At this point, they're just, you know, hoping to have a good end to their season, end off 5-1. They get better seeding, a better position, and momentum going in that final bracket, which will matter for both of these teams. We're just waiting on them to make sure that they are ready to join on in for this series. Ignition full of a ton of players that have been on the stream so often. Flipouts, Cody, Ruby. Aside for the Comet Crushers against Chris, Lil Chris, Brave King Duke, and by Casper. Again, Will. There's Mindless Man for sponsoring. Yeah, shout out to all the sponsors. There's a ton of them. This one's sponsored by Mindless Man. Again, there's to all of our sponsors. I haven't really mentioned all them all that often on this stream for Royalty Series. Again, shout outs to everyone who has put in support for this league. Really does matter a lot to me that, again, that people come in, show support for the community side of Rocket League that so often just doesn't see people get involved. So again, thank you all so much for being so supportive. We're only about a minute away from getting this match underway. Comet Crushers of Messier Esports taking on Team Ignition. Speaking of Comet Crushers, they actually are in the lobby already, so it's Brave King Duke, by Casper, Lil Chris. Team Ignition should be here any moment, though. And for how these teams have done, I'm sure they'll be in a very happy mood. As again, we'll be there in just a moment or two. Just give us a little bit, make sure that Team Ignition are actually in the lobby. They are probably not going to be joining until match start time, so we'll give them that time there. As again, it's been a long break. I apologize for that. Our first series was very good, though. We are just coming up to our second one. I'm checking to make sure our ping's doing well. Looks like it's doing fine right now. Let me know if there's any lag issues by the way. Again, we'll get these teams going on up very soon. Thank you for the follow, Little Chris. Good luck in your match for the Comet Crushers. As we did just recently surpass 2,300 followers. So thank you all so much for continuing to find incredible milestones. It has been, again, it's been an incredible, at this point, almost, what, 2 years? We're closing in on 2 years of streaming. It'll be 2 years in late July for streaming, so. And I have been streaming for a lot longer than I ever thought I would. And I'm not really feeling all that burnt out, so we just keep going, I guess, at this point. At this point, I'm just kind of enjoying it as well. It's one of those things where you start off, you start off as a caster, you're like super energetic, and now it's kind of chilled down. I'm just kind of relaxing, enjoying these matches as they come. Hope all of you in chat are enjoying it as well. Yeah, and I enjoy these things. I always enjoy these community matches. There's a reason I have not moved. I have kept doing community streams. I've kept prioritizing those so often because it really does matter to me to be able to see so many other people out there, playing, enjoying, having fun. And it's always fun as well to see kind of the newer casters as well joining in. There's so many new casters in the Royalty Series this season. I feel like it would be unlike me to not point them out as having been a new caster myself. So many incredible names this season. Howlin Gaming, being an incredible caster that was involved so often this season. We have Moldy Banana coming back. Christian is continuing to cast stuff. We have, again, so many different people coming in. I'm trying to find Cynical. Actually, that's one of our directors. That's not a caster. I talked to them recently. We have Rising Storm. I know that they've been active. Mints coming in as a caster as well. Junior Mints, I should really say. And again, included, we have Break as well. He's not really new, but Huge definitely been involved. Brambo's still involved in this league. You got people like Corporal Monkey Shines, who's, shout outs to Corporal Monkey Shines. He's been absolutely breaking out. Chas is also another person to mention. I've been seeing kind of continue to be involved in so many different places. I've got to see his growth on ATS. Eternal Echo, who's been around for a long time. Ice Cold Brew has been involved. Takedo, another long-time caster. Boss I know is still doing it. Ruby's still casting whenever he has a chance. Outlaw. Again, so many names, old, new. Oh, Spartan, I forgot about Spartan. Yeah, that's a new one. Rhino Boy just got added as well. Amazing guy, he's on High 35 as well. And shouts to all the incredible people that have, joined on. Crouton Dust as well has been casting a lot more recently. I've enjoyed to see him do that. Cobra still casts on the occasion. Sam, haven't even mentioned Sam's, and Zero is still involved if you want to book him. Bolts, LV Bolts, Champion. He's been involved, although I know he's had issues being active. I know he's been trying to cast a little bit more. Rising Storm. There's so many incredible people out there. So shout outs to all the casters that do make this league what it is. Again, being a guy who used to be here for my very first time, I get what it's like to be a new caster, and I applaud everyone who takes that step. I've had so many people reach out to me and say, hey, I want to become a caster now. That I say definitely. And one more shout out as well. Guys, shout out Leopard. Another new caster, Leopard. Shout outs to him. He's been doing well. Shout outs to Seth Palm, who he's been casting for a little while, but my god, he has improved definitely. Dilo, I worked with him recently, an amazing person. Anthony Malum, Jade, that voice guy who works with us in ATS, just casted Champions Cup. Tommy Buckets, who also was there for that event. I know Meister sometimes, used to cast in the past. I don't think he does it anymore, but kudos to him. Lemons, who also did a good amount of casting for us in ATS. So I'm just starting out everybody at this point. And again, there's so many people I could shout out that have, put their effort into casting. Chaotix is another guy who's just come back as a caster, and he's been absolutely incredible. So, shout out to everybody who's been showing their support, and shout out to my headset for continuing to be a pain. Stop that headset. Pink. Fine. Let's just get into this series. Both these teams are here. They needed a little bit of extra time, but now that they're ready, let's get this final match of the night gone underway. I'll stop talking about all the different people that have made this league so good, and let's just enjoy it. The final week of the regular season. Team Ignition and the Comet Crushers. Both these teams can say that this season has been good for them. But who wants to end it off 5-1? A telling moment for sure. We've seen these teams find so much success, and for Ignition, a lot of us is going to come to bounce back from that loss they had last week to Team A&D. Comet Crushers themselves having suffered a loss quite recently. Well, these teams trying to rebound from, a tougher end of the season than the start. Does start off well for Team Ignition, as I honestly could not tell you what happened during that play. Everybody jumped in, and eventually the ball just found the blue goal. Team Ignition, 20 seconds in, will start the scoring off in their favor. And I think one of the reasons why Team Ignition is so popular, just based on the names around here, Flip Out, Cody, Ruby, these are guys that have been involved in this league, involved in the stream a lot. It just feels like the Ignition side is just a team full of people who have been successful in the stream, who have won on this stream. I mean, Flip Out has won the Champions Cup recently on this stream. He won the final season of Skyward Series, the All-Star Division for that last season, was the MVP, I believe, for both in the playoff bracket. Even Cody and Ruby, both were teammates back on Team Ignition in the past, winning the Blackline Academy Division together, back on, I think, in Season 11. Again, this is a team full of extremely experienced talent. Comet Crushers, on the other hand, are newer, I think, to a lot of people. Again, they have been exceptionally energetic this season, and if they continue to bring that energy, they will find openings. Lil Chris just sends this one up the corner, and it finds its way to by Casper. Comet Crushers will answer back with one. Both these teams are relatively, I would say, even start, maybe a little slow at times, but often that is how game ones go. So much of this is a feel-out process. These teams will kind of slowly warm their way up in this series, especially with how good their opponent is. This is going to be really good practice for the playoffs. I mean, these are teams that they could very well also see making long runs. I think wins here would be in Ignition's best interest as a touchdown field. Little Chris will get the block by Casper. Ruby this one away, but Cody with low boost can only get that 50 as Flip Out racing back. So is Ruby, but again, the boost not being an easy commodity for Ignition to keep hold of. They'll hold on to it though, and they clear down the field. Again, they're trying to give themselves space to work with, but the Comet Crushers back the other way. Casper, Brave King Duke kept out. Now Flip Out one-on-one, but not much of an angle there. Little Chris will defend consistently. Ignition still keeping this one here, and the Comet Crushers be careful on what they're challenging, when they're challenging it. And both these teams have been nearly perfect this season. And 4-1 records, not an easy feat when you remember they gotta play against teams that have the same records as them every single week. As the Comet Crushers trying to bully their way through by Casper. Kept out by Ruby, whose defense has continuously become much more of his game plan and much more of his play style. Again, on a team with Flip Out and Cody, there's a team full of players who can play the defense, but maybe I cursed them. Brave King Duke will put that in as Flip Out. Didn't really play good defense there, neither did Ruby on that touch. He just kind of sets up Brave King Duke there for that shot, and Flip Out had already pushed up off that clear, so he's in a bad position. And so far for Ignition, it's just been a bit of, maybe a bit too much relaxation from this team. They can do the spawn that final bracket, but again, it feels like a very slow start for this side. And again, so often we see teams that, again, one of the issues with Ignition as a roster is just how defensive they can be. Have the offensive talent, again. Flip Out and Ruby have both played exceptionally well. Even in the, what was the Skyward Series, Flip Out won once. Ruby's made it to the Grand Finals before the All-Star Division. The question is not how good these players can be, it's going to be where that offense comes from for Ignition, because overall, this is not a team that will score super often. That overall offensive ability to just put ones on and in that goal is not really Ignition's strong suit. It's kind of their weakness in so many matchups. And as you see, again, this team, they have the defense, they have the saves. They're going to make this game close. Their offense is going to be the question. If they can head upfield and find openings, they'll find goals with it. But the question is, will they find those openings? Overall, they have definitely been met by Comet Crushers' team, who is recognizing that Ignition's offense just hasn't really shown up so far this game. And as this ball again trying to get cleared away, Team Ignition is awkward as Lil Chris fakes the double tap. Casper to score! 3-1! The Comet Crushers continue to toy with Ignition's mentality. And it's Lil Chris here who gets everyone to bite on his potential second touch. He sets it up for By Casper, his second goal of the game. And the Comet Crusher is just playing to Ignition's weakness here. The weakness of their offense just not being one that can attack easily enough. As in the infield. Flip Out. Sent back by Brave King Duke. Now bumped away. Cody to the corner. Lil Chris. An amazing touch there. Cody could maybe look for a teammate in field. Ruby's touch goes high. By Casper to the sidewall. Flip Out. Gets the jump. This one will go in the net. Casper is just own goal. With 3 seconds to go, it is not over here in game 1. As I got smokescreen there, I know all of you in chat did as well. It's By Casper who panics, puts it in his own goal, and he just waited. I think that would have been one where Ignition would not have been able to score on it. And now a fake kickoff. They'll go for it, but it doesn't work. Comet Crushers will seal game 1. Team Ignition will have to reset as you know what? I'm going to take off that. I hate that my headset is doing this so often. I apologize. Let me see if that fixes it. Again, my headset's been annoying me all day here with these sounds. It's not the first time it's done that on this stream. I don't like that it does that, though. But hopefully we won't hear it again, as end of game 1, the Comet Crushers, off to a start they'll be happy with. Again, with how things have gone, it's one of those things where they're just taking advantage of Ignition's weakness, and that weakness being their overall defensive playstyle. Ignition doesn't win games by very many goals. Sometimes you see that offense show up, but oftentimes, especially against tougher opponents, Ignition does total up. They do like to sit back a lot more. Yeah, we're going to see them play that defensive style. It's not like it's an issue for them, but can create problems when this team is trying to make things work. Especially against a team like the Comet Crushers, who do have the offense, do have the capabilities, do have a solid rotation. As I just closed out my monitor, good time for that to happen. We're going to game 2 as, hey, look who comes in. Hello, Dekri. Hopefully your stream was fun. I know you're streaming probably the Stride Ladies Night, weren't you? Hopefully your stream was good, Dekri. We've done the spottiest stream here. We've got Team Ignition and the Comet Crushers. As Ignition dropping game 1. As I see top 3. Ooh, Schminklitz making top 3. I see Dakri Schminklitz elevating to the occasion of the Starlight Ladies Night. Congratulations as Casper! Oh, an absolute fake there. My goodness! Holy! What a fake! A big one there, and Ruby bit on that one. Casper, again, toying with Ignition here. It's not the first time he's done that. And he just continues to show up here. He's really been that player for the Comet Crushers that has led this team to so many good games. Hello in chat, Kara. coach of Team Ignition. Comet Crushers, though, and continuing to just allow Casper to, you know, do whatever he needs to do. Dude has been absolutely incredible all season. Even though we've only seen him in that, ever before in that match that they played against Big Dreams. Even then he had a huge impact on the offense. Continues to do it here. Obviously, nothing has changed for Casper. As for Ignition, they're going to look to respond. Ruby, ceiling pinch. Will Chris won't have it. Neither will Cody as he overshoots that one. Team Ignition will reset to the defense, although nobody back on defense. Where was the defense? Comet Crushers with about as easy as a second goal as it gets for them. Where on earth was Flip Out? Oh, he was off on the sidewall. And that surprised me. Flip Out, usually a pretty smart player, but it's a rare missed decision. Team Ignition will pay for it. Comet Crushers continuing to play that offense. By Casper. Out to Brave King Duke. Lil Chris unable to beat Ruby, but even then, again, the Comet Crushers already up by 2, and it's just taking advantage of the Ignition misplays. It's a team that's making a good amount of whiffs and mistakes, and this point for Ignition, it feels a lot like their match against Team A&D, but it's those small mistakes that's really costing them dearly here. Comet Crushers, again, are playing a lot more consistency. They're not, making nearly as many errors. They're not forcing plays nearly as often. It's Ignition who, are under that pressure, and you can tell they're cracking under it too. They're still struggling just to get plays to go in the net for themselves here. They scored it once in Game 1, but that was early on in that game. Since then, it's been nothing as by Casper. The dunk will go towards goal, but Flip Out and Ruby will make sure it stays away. Another clear from Ignition, and the Comet Crushers will continue to take this one as Brave King Duke just goes for this himself. This one on. Casper could shoot it, but it won't be good enough. It will be stuffed by Ruby. And Team Ignition again with the clear. Flip Out, the dribble, the dunk. Can't get it on Brave King Duke. Cody now, his chance to shoot, but he will whiff. And the Ignition will race all the way back. And the clear away, just trying to find some room to work with. Ignition. And it's those little mistakes, and now that offense again becomes an issue for them. They have not been able to find goals against these higher level teams. And that lack of scoring is only going to make things tougher, but Ruby finds the top left. Team Ignition, not out of it just yet. Flip Out, Ruby, perfect play on offense. And Team Ignition cut that lead in half. One away from tying things up here. As Ruby again going to goal. Brave King Duke will clear. Cody doesn't get a good first touch on it. And the Comet Crushers will go upfield again. Flip Out. Not a very easy first touch to make, but he'll keep this one out. To the corner. Gets passed by Casper. Brave King Duke backflipped on it as well. And Ignition with a breakaway chance. Cody, back wall. Little Chris will save, but his touch isn't so good. Ruby couldn't beat him on the 50-50. Ignition will try again as, wait a second. We got a headlock here. Ruby and Brave King Duke stuck lined up together. And it's Ignition who'll take advantage. Cody, he immediately turned to 2v2 mode, and we know Cody's played 2v2s on the stream before. He's got the consistency that can definitely allow him to do that, and it's all tied up here with 66 seconds left. As Team Ignition, must say, they'll take any goal they can get at this point. Again, they have been starved of chances on offense that they could, that they score on here. They've been starved of goals, really. Any goal they get is a huge miracle because, they have had issues with getting plays to work for them. Comet Crushers just trying to get one more at this point. They gotta be careful in the midfield. Casper will beat. Oh, what a pass! Brave King Duke under the bar! The Comet Crushers! 1, 2, 3! Perfect give and go! And they do not skip a beat! The lead is back in their favor! The offense made it a split-second decision! The Comet Crushers quickly usher back in that usual lead that we've seen them have this game. Ignition! Well, they will answer anyways. 6 seconds off the kickoff. It's one touch from Cody. And that makes a difference as a backflip will seal that one. Ignition have answered back with a little bit of fortune, but again, every goal matters at this point. Comet Crushers, though, not done with their offense. Now they've won the kickoff. Lil Chris to the back wall. This one saved away. And now Flip Out's gotta go. Past one, Flip resets, but he flips out of the way. Brave King Duke not away from the net, and the bump on! Oh, Flip Out! Team Ignition! Ignite the flame! Flip Out brings the fire on the bumps! And time running out here. The Comet Crushers, now they're the ones with the deficit. But maybe one more chance. Brave King Duke off the ceiling. Oh, but it hits the ground. Game 2. It's Team Ignition's to take. And this series is tied. A back and forth battle. It really did get heightened at the end of that game as well. The shots came pouring through. It was relatively even as well for most of this game. It stayed that way until the very end when it came down to those kickoffs, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more focus on the kickoffs itself. The only set piece in this game, and these teams definitely are focusing on preparing for it. We've seen so many teams going to focus. They realize every goal of the kickoff is a goal that you must take, a goal that could set you one score closer to taking valuable wins. Preparing for that kickoff. So often teams just play the kickoff a bit mindlessly. It is such an important aspect of this game, as now Team Bump Ignition, a little bit of panic on defense. They will get that ball out. Not a very easy work with position. Ruby will take the boost. That means he won't be able to challenge Casper. Cody, this one pinched out as Brave King Duke will keep this one infield. Now to the corner. He'll look in front. Lil Chris has this one. Jump ball wide. Brave King Duke backflip. The net's wide open. Ruby will be in time, and he'll shut down Casper's shot. His Team Ignition looking to settle this game a little bit, but again the panic here. Cody pushed up too high. He nearly gave that one away for the Comet Crushers. And Ignition, just very awkward here. It's a double commit. Flip Out. No boost left. Can only get that little touch to buy Casper. And now the dunk as well. In for Brave King Duke. That's goal 1. The Comet Crushers will find it. Ignition just being put under so much pressure. Again, this team's susceptible to panic. Even though their defense is strong, you hold enough offense against them, you hold enough pressure, just like any good team, they will crack. Comet Crushers. Match points, you know, for whoever can take this game here. Early start, we saw what they did for them last game. They did shut down Ignition. Now, can they just do it for the entirety of this game? Again, though, so far their midfield control has definitely been a huge aspect to that. The challenges they win, again, in that midfield, are contributing to that midfield control. These whiffs from Ignition aren't helping them in any way. Comet Crushers just wasting that time, wasting the opportunities. Like I said, wasting the opportunities of Team Ignition. There's my mic cut out. Says, speaking of Ignition, wait a second, big clear. Nobody back. A demo will open up the room, and Ruby will send that one down the entire length of the field. Brave King Duke demoed away. He was the one sitting back there. Without him, the Comet Crushers have no defense. And Team Ignition, make sure that one is stuck right in the face of the Comet Crushers. Comet Crushers back at it again. Little Chris shot under Cody. And the Comet Crushers right off the kickoff. No respect for Team Ignition. And again, it's that kickoff that has really been able to settle so many of these goals for the Comet Crushers. Winning this kickoff far often than they lose it. And at this rate, oh, they'll only need to continue to win it. Be in an even better position, but Ignition now off the kickoff themselves, saved by Lil Chris. Ruby trying to make the most of the situation, but again, Cody a bit slow in that challenge, and it's Casper to clear this one away. Flip out off the back wall. Cody will wait on this one with the dunk as well. Team Ignition look for that clear here with Ruby. Casper gets past one. Cody, oh, not the touch he wanted there. In fact, he got no touch at all, but it is left for flip out. He also had the offense for Ignition, but without a second challenge, it'll be immediately taken away by the Comet Crushers. Cody, the flick up high. It's Brave King Duke. His touch won't do well. As flip out now. Lil Chris, flip out again off the back wall. Ruby, this one not on. Maybe one more, but Cody couldn't shoot. And Brave King Duke will keep himself airborne. Just get enough on it. Team Ignition fighting for every inch on offense, and well, they're, continuing to play that battle. They're not winning it. I'm not going to become their friend very soon here. They've got to get upfield and get more offense, and maybe this is it. Cody straight to the goal, but saves away by Brave King Duke. Now this one dunked to the back wall. Lil Chris, flip out on the challenge. He'll not be able to get the bump on Lil Chris, so that means this is the Comet Crushers on offense now. Flip out, trying to take it away, but his touch goes high. Ruby does not get what he wants on it. Team Ignition will try to challenge again as flip out. Brave King Duke challenged by Cody. Team Ignition dictating the midfield, but the Comet Crushers don't have a problem with that. They're just waiting at this point, playing the defense. Ignition's offensive attacks have not been able to break through, but maybe this will. Ruby to Cody. Everyone commits. That net's wide open. And Brave King Duke will make sure it's insurance for the Comet Crushers. As an aggressive challenge from Cody, and as soon as he went for it, immediately he found himself regretting that decision. Still a good amount of time left. They can come back, but Cody may have doomed his team here in Game 3. Was, I think, a disconnect off the kickoff here. Only going to make things tougher for Team Ignition. Flip out of Ruby now. Playing upfield. Flip out. Great dribble. Stopped by Brave King Duke. And while Ignition does still play 2v3, if that last goal didn't shut them down, this one might, but wait a second! Flip out went all in on that! And Team Ignition! Flip out has just bought his team an opportunity. That means now Ignition only one away, and what a storyline it would be for them if they can hold on this 2v3 and get that goal they need. The kickoff will go in their favor. Flip out. Could not get the shot off in time. Ruby, oh, far too slow on that challenge, and by Casper, well, it was going to be a tough run for Ignition no matter which way you looked at it. By Casper, again making sure his team stays 2 goals ahead. 26 seconds left at this point for Ignition. I think their main concern is going to be making sure that they get Cody back in for game number 4. With the Comet Crushers. Again, just making sure that this game kind of ends the way they want to. But Ruby, the dribble on one, but he could not get the final shot. Comet Crushers again will clear as Brave King Duke, who we have not mentioned all that much. A stellar performance from him in this game. Tons of important challenges, tons of fast challenges too. And, bringing that pacing that the Comet Crushers needed. And the Team Ignition will wait to see if we can get Cody back in this match for game number 4, but the pressure's on them. We just saw earlier, which is win the final 2 games in a series. Go to Utopia Coliseum Dusk next, but again, we'll wait on Cody. As soon as he joins on in, we'll be good to go into game number 4. Game 4, the pressure really on for these teams, for Ignition and for Comet Crushers. Again, they just want to win here. There's nothing on the line for them if they lose, except seeding. In itself is pretty important for these teams, but really there's a lot on the line, I think, for these teams when you think about it. That, you know, consistency, that confidence of winning a game, winning a series, saying, hey, we're coming into this final bracket off a ton of wins. You can't complain about a 5-1 record for either of these teams. I mean, again, you know that the Comet Crushers definitely can't complain about it. Okay, we're gonna wait on Cody to join back in. Comet Crushers, the only loss actually coming in week 4 to Washington University in St. Louis. Again, we are just waiting on, hopefully, to get Cody back in the lobby here. Make sure again that this match gets underway as soon as we can get it to. Again, we are just waiting on Cody, but he has joined back, so whatever tech issue you had, hopefully it won't happen again here. I know for at least Kara, the coach of Ignition, he had a good amount of time, you know, during that break to talk to his team, to get them, you know, a game plan going here. As Game 4 about to begin. As here we are, Game 4. The series at match point here for the Comet Crushers. Double match point, in fact. Ignition may suffer what would be, I think, their second, I want to say their second straight loss of the season. It might be their second straight loss in 3 weeks, though. Whatever it is, the end of the season has been a lot tougher for Ignition than the start of the season has. Comet Crushers definitely proving that again. It's not just By Casper who's been able to step up for this team. Just, again, saw last game. Brave King Duke really step up. 2 goals and various challenges that have gone in his favor. Yeah, has played exceptionally well. He'll look to try to continue that kind of exceptional playstyle as this game goes further on. As Brave King Duke, now the dribble, gets past Flip Out to the back wall. Cody will clear this one out. Ruby, a little hesitant on that one, and it will be Ignition who will have to reach this ball eventually as Cody's touch demoed along the way. Flip Out, the only one back. He'll search for Ruby, but Lil Chris beats off the back wall. Flip Out's whiff, but Cody recognizes better, and he's got space to work with. Ruby, though. Flip reset. Almost got it, too. Casper stayed up in the air, and at this level, we're seeing so many players go for those flip resets, but a redirect by Casper. Always just found an incredible shot. At an incredible moment, the Comet Crushers take the lead in quite unexpected fashion. Only a little over a minute in, already the Comet Crushers look to end the series here. The Ignition need to answer here. They need to find a goal back as Lil Chris on the dribble. Cody. The Brave King Duke on top of this one as that second touch sent to the back wall. Demo in front too, and it's open for By Casper. But as easy as it gets for him, he's had a ton of tough shots lately he's made. But that would not be one of them. All created by that demo in the net. There by Lil Chris. Makes life very easy for By Casper to score. The Comet Crushers coming out strong here in Game 4 with some early on onslaughts. And they'll look for more as By Casper. The dribble to the corner. That touch will lead to him getting a play there. Let's Flip Out. Flick away, Brave King Duke. See this as his chance to go for goal! Oh, and he has an improbable shot! Brave King Duke makes it 3-0 for the Comet Crushers. And just look at this from Cody. Stopped dead in his tracks. Even he had to respect just how good that shot was. Ignition swamped with the offense from the Comet Crushers at this point. The Comet Crushers are not even close to done at this point. They want more. Brave King Duke to the back wall by Casper. Challenged by Ruby. Team Ignition will be on top of this one as Lil Chris. Little pop as well. Flip Out. Bumped out of the way as Lil Chris will go on to the net. Flip Out staves by Casper. The challenge. Lil Chris. Oh, he's completely whiffed on that one. It's the Comet Crushers who will get another clear for their efforts. Halfway through the game, they're up by 3 in a very good position. They are still looking for Warriors by Casper with another redirect. That one not on target though, and the Comet Crushers will have to try another way. As Brave King Duke, the Doomsday Dish to Little Chris off the post. Still attacking on the Comet Crushers, and they are not leaving either. When this team is confident, they just challenge everything. A suffocating playstyle too. Ignition have not been given room to breathe. Even though they've been able to improve, you're getting the sense that Carr did tell this team to play more aggressively, to focus a lot more on that offense. The Comet Crushers have come off to such a good start. Ignition, no matter how good that offense will be from them, no matter how good their offense has been, you feel like they are going to need to do even more than just that to make any sort of comeback in this game. Is Brave King Duke untapped away by Lil Chris, by Casper around the corner. That net's wide open, but nobody there for the Comet Crushers. As a clear from Team Ignition. The back wall. Lil Chris keeps it high. Ruby awkward. Lil Chris though will go for net, and Ignition sent everyone upfield. Another one for the Comet Crushers. This time it's the captain with it. And as the goals continue to go in for the Comet Crushers, hope for Team Ignition continues to fade away. Our final match of the night, and it does seem like this one will end in Game 4, but Flip Out trying to find a goal back for Ignition. Cody, and just seeing the Comet Crushers sit on the defense, go the other way, and they'll get another one by Casper. 3 on 3 shots. He has not missed his target off in this game. And again, he's just being set up so perfectly as well. Brave King Duke made that about as easy as it could be for Casper. A one bounce pass. And Casper in a perfect position to take it, but really, he's in that perfect position because that pass is so good. And again, you get the sense that the Comet Crushers, they all benefit each other here so often. Well, you know, so many people give that praise by Casper for being the one to score so many of these goals and do it so consistently, even when he may not have all that many shots. So many of the reasons why he scores so consistently is because he just gets teammates to help him. As this one, though, he didn't need any teammates to help. It's just another one in. It's 6-0 at this point. Ignition are just completely destroyed as Cody there misreads the bounce in the corner. And it's been that kind of a series for Team Ignition. One that they would probably love to forget. I mean, again, they've already guaranteed their spot in that final bracket. This end of the season has been enlightening for Ignition. They have not had the kind of match they've wanted to. They have had a very difficult time being able to keep up with these more offensively minded teams, these teams that have just a better offense than they do. And the major thing I think Ignition's going to look to winning that playoff bracket is making sure their offense improves, because so often we just see that if their offense can't show up, it is just not a series they can win. I'm a question at this point. Doing that their offense just better at this point, as Brave King Duke will be stopped by Ruby. Ignition want to see this game end without any more goals. Comet Crushers trying something, but they're going to let this one hit the ground as well eventually. Team Ignition will be taken down once again. 3-1. The Comet Crushers have taken more momentum and a better seed here in this final week of the regular season. Team Ignition, they're back to the drawing board. It's a match that it's a loss they probably could definitely learn from. And the season has been anything but easy for Ignition, especially in these final weeks. And it's their second straight loss this season. And we saw them last week get swept by A&D. Or I should say Team A&D. Comet Crushers, bringing them a very similar matchup, although admittedly, their offense not nearly as explosive as Team A&D's. It's still just far better. Will be the Comet Crushers will end their season 4-1. Sorry, did I say 4-1? 3-1. It's late for me, alright? It's been a long day, but what I can say is it has been a nice long night as well. If you take a look at our schedule here, you've had incredible matchups here. Game 5 win for DNA Eclipse, and then the Comet Crushers taking out Team Ignition 3-1. So some good matches, no sweeps, which is pretty nice. We got to see very close series. This last one, it will be the Comet Crushers to take it in Game 4. And as I already mentioned, earlier today, we have more matches this week from the Premier Series. One tomorrow, one on Saturday. Expect again just some great action overall. Again, I can't wait for it. It's going to be incredible. We got some Striker, we got Age Striker Esports as well joining the stream. As Oric has not been on the stream in who knows how long. Great to have them back here, as we're going to get an interview with the Comet Crushers to end off the nights. I know they generally like to have them, so have them join us here and just talk a little bit about the nights and how it has been. For a 3-1 win, end of their season. Pretty good for them. Again, their only loss coming to Washington University is, well, I hear them already joining in. Welcome to the interview room here, Lil Chris. Congratulations on an incredible season so far, an incredible end to your season. 3-1 over Team Ignition. You guys really are a force to be reckoned with, and for being players that are generally, I think, a bit newer to this league, a pretty big deal to take down some veterans that have been here for a while and have proven to be successful.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's all of our first season with this Royalty Series. So, I mean, it's nice the whole series is nice in general. Just the league's been great the whole time in it. I've gotten on the staff team, so I've talked to a lot of people in the league. Cody's great. You know, everybody in this league is great so far. I haven't had any issues. So.
Yeah, but even so, I know that the matches themselves have definitely had their issues after that loss to Washington University in St. Louis. I know that for you guys as a team, your first loss of the season, it was definitely a rough loss. Did that loss just motivate you guys even more to take these final 2 weeks? Because these final 2 weeks for you guys, you know, not easy matchups to the very least. We just saw you take down Team Ignition, and just the week before, you guys had to take down the Whiffer Snappers of House Whiffendor. So again, it's not been an easy season. You've not had easy matches to end off your season, but that loss at Washington University kind of propel you guys to play even better.
Yeah, it definitely showed us some of our weaknesses, I think, and even kind of we had a game, you know, even in this series that we were kind of falling apart in a couple times in a couple other games, but you know, we just put ourselves together and ended up, you know, coming out strong and finishing it, you know, the way it should be done. You know, as long as we're all, you know, playing our game, I think we're a pretty hard team to stop.
And I would agree again with you. Again, we've only seen you guys once this season, but once again, it feels like, again, so many people talk about Mike Casper as that shooter, talk about Brave King Duke as that kind of underrated player. You yourself have been underrated. We haven't heard, I haven't been able to talk a lot about you and your kind of backline. I mean, what is it like watching your two teammates though kind of lead the offense, and you kind of, you know, sit back, kind of make sure that everything is facilitated well and the team is kept under control?
It's good. We just work. We all really work good together. It's nice to, because normally in most of the people I play with, I'm the scorer, so it's nice to be able to sit back and have other people that are consistent enough to kind of take that spot, so I can hold more of a, you know, third man, I guess you would kind of say, role.
Oh, and you have done that as well. Again, a great season, but the playoff bracket single elimination, I believe. So for you guys, you got to basically now you get to go into the toughest format in Rocket League, single eliminations. The most fun, at least for me, but it's not very fun for players because you are now in a position where record does not matter. All that matters is getting wins. So for you guys, kind of going into this playoff bracket, I'm sure you guys are not unused to single elimination. So many leagues use it, but what are you guys gonna do to make sure that, you know, this single elimination for you guys is one where you can be consistent week in and week out?
Just as long as we can kind of start off hot instead of, you know, kind of falling apart, you know, mid game and having to come back from it. If we can just stay on our game from the beginning, then I think we'll be all right.
And I'd love to hear that as well. Again, you guys have just been incredible this season, a 5-1 record to end it. And that should really tell just how good this team is. They're, you know, I would say the first time in the World Series, but it's everybody's first time in the World Series. The first time in kind of this World Series and the leagues that preceded it. So again, congratulations on your win there as these newcomers who are taking down the veterans. Again, you took down Flip Out, who won last season. You took down Cody and Ruby, who's been a finalist. You took down Cody, who's been here, I think, since the very first season. So again, you guys have had to take down a ton of old veterans. Done so very consistently. So again, congrats on your win. But before you leave, though, Chris, gotta get shoutouts. We always do it in the stream. So why not do it here? Is there any shoutouts you have? Anything you want to say?
No, I just appreciate all the support. I know I got a few friends that watch the stream, always end up putting the streams in all the servers that I'm in. So I appreciate everybody just coming out, watch us, and you for being able to cast. You're one of our favorite casters to have on. So it's nice to have you cast our game.
Well, again, I
So,
appreciate it as well. Again, congrats on your
I
win
appreciate it.
here tonight, Lil Chris, and to the rest of the Comet Crushers. Again, good luck in that playoff bracket. I know your night has been a good one, but again, thank you so much for joining us, Lil Chris. I'm not going to hold you for too long. Have an amazing rest of the night, and take care. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in that playoff bracket.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Again, that was Lil Chris there of the Comet Crushers joining us, who got a little interview at the end of this thing. So again, congrats to them. Congrats to DNA Eclipse, who won earlier on this stream. Again, we'll be live again tomorrow. We've got matches tomorrow. Do not worry. But for now, take care, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Have a great night, everybody.